Good afternoon. So, a rare, at least this season, big swell showed up. Been stoked for this one for about a week and glad to see it made it. And it was clean and, big, long walls like this that, equivalent of like double overhead beach break on a foil, at least on these big Mackers. That's how it feels, the survival kind of gnarly feel. And then early in the day, like tons of these fun ones. But the first half of the session, dialing in this board, and by this point, I'm just having a blast. I've had this foil wing for like 6 months and haven't been able to ride it because it's just been so small this season. There hasn't been this kind of juice to really take it out for a spin, and so I'm just super pumped. I had so many small days this year that I broke a board in the beach break and the foil drive. First time I've seen this in the wild. Pretty wild. Didn't know what to expect. And that's the thing. I love this spot because it brings out, whatever label you want to put on it, the kooks, the freaks, the electric foils, the outriggers, guys in shorts, longboards, tiny foil boards, prone foilers, whatever, surf mats. They got the whole thing, I'd much rather come out here and be doing whatever on whatever craft and the gutless mush. I was filming the previous swell that we had like a couple months ago, and some guy was sitting behind me, and he's like, he couldn't figure out why I was pointing my camera at the mush in the middle of the bay, away, when there was, fire and point breaks around the corner, and finally he saw it comes up, and he's like, "Are you shooting the backdrop?" And I'm like, "No, man, this is what I want to focus on." I mean, look at the skill of this outrigger to be able to navigate like that, and then. Pretty impressive that a tiny little foil board can out paddle what are they, 20-foot outriggers? I don't know, like, one of the most efficient vessels in the water. And here, the tiny little 5-foot foil board and late drops and all. And yeah, I'm pumped, man. It was so fun just seeing all the gang again. I haven't seen some of these guys in a while, and everyone showed up, and I was out all day, and so saw pretty much everyone. I was cooked by the end, but just so fun, man. Just being able to get out and ride forever. I don't care if it's gutless, non-breaking mush. It's fun. It's super, super fun. And this area in general is so freaking crowded that it gets people to try different stuff. Like there's all these unbroken, unrideable, uncatchable lumps out in the middle of the bay. That's why the outriggers come out. That's why us foilers are here. We saw all these unridden waves, just nobody on them for ever and ever. And then, back in 5 years ago, when I ordered my custom foil, this is what I had in mind. I was like, oh my gosh, in wintertime, I've seen it, just as big mush burgers rolling through, nobody out. Like this is like foil nirvana. I just had that feeling. And here it is, and the longboarders love it too. Everyone, and on days like this, these big walls, and then this other guy came up and he was watching me film, and, we're just sharing the stoke, and he's like, oh man, the paddle, you hit the middle of the bay and it flattens out. And as a foiler, I'm like, it doesn't matter for us. We can just pump through the flats and go all the way to the beach and get out and walk around. There's no paddling involved. It's amazing. So I'm just so grateful to be able to, do this and be able to come out and have good vibes and have everyone, being kind and welcoming, And so, somebody posted some foil wipeout, and it was a video on whatever, and it was like mean-spirited, nasty. And I was just like, you know what? I'm so grateful I'm a foiler. I don't want any part of that. I'm good with that. I've done that. You can have it. You can have the firing points and the barrels. I'll take the gutless mush and the cool people any day of the week. I love it, It's like SUP, Matt, and look at all these empty peaks that nobody rides. This happens all the time, even when there's like 100, 200 people out. So I get why someone would invent something like this, an electric assist. They probably had a downwind run or some kind of lumpy, non-catchable wave in their backyard, and they watched it forever and find they're like, I got to come up with some way to ride these things. I couldn't tell you how many times that I've had a small window and the tide's been too high and the swell has just been a little too small. And so it wasn't breaking. and the bay was completely empty, and I would just see roller after roller after roller come through, but completely uncatchable and completely unrideable, no one out. And so that at that foil assist, you know, some kind of electric, whatever it is, I'm like, I get it. Like that's a killer app for this kind of stuff, you know? So it's like, I'm all about it. You know, I love that people are thinking outside the box and not afraid to try something that they might get labeled as a kook or a weirdo or whatever, you know? It's like one of my teachers said, you know, like the Buddha and Gandhi and Jesus and all these guys, they were freaks, they were weirdos. So, you know, I'd rather be in that company than the jerks, you know? So, you know, bring on the surf mat. You know, it's all about having fun, and we're all wave riders. That's the common thread. We're just having fun in the ocean, play, you know, so thanks. So if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, subscribe, come on over to the website. If you want to learn to foil, there's the Learn to Foil course. And thank you so much, and hope this helps and keeps the stoke high.